Greetings, listeners. Thank you for joining us at the LookBack Podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm sitting here with
Donovan, and that's Donovan.
It's Will, and I'm holding the mic today.
And Phil, a.k.a. Honda Tech Phil.
Yeah, I mean, well, not only am I excited that the LookBack is finally here, the official change of the Pro Wrestling LookBack over to the LookBack Podcast. If you haven't already, go check out the trailer. It's above this episode right there on the feed for you. Go give that a listen. You'll find out all the changes and all the new stuff that's happening to the LookBack Podcast. But yeah, this is the new show. I'm excited. It's. I don't know if I'm more excited. You guys are Donovan's packing a little protein shake in the background.
I like to get his fix.
His adult Kool-Aid.
But I'm just more excited to have the four of us all in one room doing this show together, because how many times did we do the round table? Me and Will and Phil and me and Donovan every other week. So any listeners, I don't know.
Me and Phil have never done a show together.
This is the first official show.
Well, the last time we did a show together, Don, was like a couple months ago.
Yeah. Going back. So, yeah, here we are. The LookBack.
New and improved round table.
Round table. Episode number
68.
There you go.
There
You
you
got
go.
it.
I didn't say it.
You
No.
can remember numbers.
Keeping me strong. Yeah, we
There
are.
you go.
We're keeping the numbers. We might as well keeping the song. We're just not keeping the week-to-week analysis of Monday Night Raw and wrestling like on a regular basis. I'm sure it'll come up time to time on the round table, but this show is kind of going to turn into more of, I don't know, all of us shooting the shit and basically coming up with a topic every week. And yeah, I got a little more music. I want to keep it going. I want to keep it going. Why not? It's a new and improved table.
Yeah, let's
The
just
table's
go.
it's still not round. Just a heads up for anybody.
I mean, you could round the edges if you wanted to.
That we could.
We'll get pretty close.
We could. If I got to let the people know, though, if you don't already, go follow us. It's a new one, at The LookBack Show on Instagram and Twitter. We are The LookBack Show on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube. There's a new channel under The LookBack Show. Pro Wrestling LookBack is still on YouTube as a separate channel. You can send us an email to prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com or theleokbackshow@gmail.com. I'm on Twitter, same as always before, SCELSA.
My Twitter is at justdon44.
At Lateral G, LATERELG.
And at Honda Tech Phil.
And yeah, that's pretty much everybody's Twitter. That is everybody's Twitter, not pretty much. I say that bringing it old school,
Do you have
Donovan.
do you have like second accounts you don't want to plug or anything?
Well, Donovan technically does, so yeah. You said it, so Don.
Yeah, not right.
Oh, come
I
on.
got
Okay.
a lot of accounts.
Okay, maybe not.
today.
But either way, at the LookBack Show is where you can find us. That's where you'll be able to find out any new episodes, new roundtables, new pro wrestling lookbacks, new Formula One lookbacks, championship lookbacks.
Just on music. Just on _music.
There you go. Plug it.
There he is.
Get
And
those numbers.
my favorite one, at least for now, is Teespring at the LookBack Show. We've only got one shirt, but it's got the new logo. It's a black t-shirt with the new LookBack logo, and it's got the Pro Wrestling LookBack and the Formula One LookBack logos on the back,
Can we get custom hoodies?
like with your name on it.
Yeah.
You're paying
Oh.
for it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Fair enough.
we can do it, but you're paying for it. I don't have those kind of hookups yet.
Not yet.
Maybe if we get to the listeners can let
Like
me know.
and subscribe.
Yes, definitely on YouTube. Where else?
Yes.
iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Google Play. Hey Google, play the LookBack Podcast. You told me you tried that out.
It's the LookBack Podcast.
And it
right?
works
Yeah.
now.
Did you try Alexa?
Alexa, no.
No,
it
not
doesn't work
Alexa
on
yet.
Alexa.
We got to work on Amazon. We're getting there.
I asked her 3 times, and she's like, here's some recommended podcasts. I'm like, no.
What'd she recommend?
I don't know. I didn't even let it play.
Bad Alexa.
Yeah, we don't. Well, we'll
Bad.
get there. But the way I've always looked at it, at least for now, iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Google Play. If you have an iPhone, if you have a computer, if you have an Android, you can find the Pro Wrestling LookBack. And if you have none of those, well, I mean, you're going to need one of them. But if you have, you go to YouTube and you can get everything as well. So it's all there. Like I said, teespring.com/the LookBack Show and the LookBack, or teespring.com/Pro Wrestling LookBack if you still want to find any of the Pro Wrestling LookBack t-shirts or stuff on there. But like I said, we're going to kind of make this show a little bit different now. And it's going to be 4 dudes, 3 dudes sometimes, maybe girls. I don't know.
Yeah.
We never know.
Yeah.
Different people.
All inclusive.
Exactly.
Is the LookBack.
We're going to have guests on the show, friends, and we're going to have them bring topics. We'll spend half an hour, 30 minutes, whatever, how long the conversation goes, but we'll spend that talking about different topics. So I don't
Like
know.
muffins.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's for the pre-show. You
I
gotta
don't.
keep
Yeah, that might become what Patreon at some point. I don't know, the
Yeah.
pre-show muffin discussion that I walked into. And,
one of many fast foods that we talk about.
Is
But-
that what we want to jump into first? If we're ready to go.
well, Donovan's loving the muffins already.
He's
So I
loving the
mean,
muffin talk.
I know we were gonna have a couple. There's a few things I know we're gonna rank on tonight's show.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
today's show
Mhm.
for anybody listening. But I mean, we can start there. I know you guys had a little bit of a conversation
Yeah,
while
let's
I was.
just go. Let's just jump into it.
I was getting the mics ready and setting up all, getting the water bottles for everybody except for Will because he's, he's crazy.
Don't need
He
it.
doesn't drink water,
He stays hydrated somehow.
so he doesn't do a lot of things. We'll talk, but he does a lot of other things. But
Yeah.
we'll get into it all, if not tonight, in the future of the LookBack podcast. But yeah, Don, why don't you
What, lead the muffin talk?
lead? Is it muffins? It is then, my
Is
friend.
muffins, fast food, anything? Because that's what we were on.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Let's take it back. We'll bring it back to the burgers.
All
That's
right.
fair.
Top fives.
We were
Top
talking
three.
about, fast food. We're gonna stay fast food realm.
Yeah. What
top,
about it?
Top. What are your top 5 places to go and get a burger?
Just
we're
a
saying
burger.
Like, we're saying like
Are we talking specifically the burger, or are we also including the fries, or
A meal or a sandwich?
well, I guess we'll say the meal.
the
Right?
full
We'll say the
meal?
meal.
The
We'll say the meal.
full,
Okay.
the, full, the whole package.
Donovan's
all right.
like, fuck,
We'll
you
see.
guys are gotta be goddamn specific, man. Just
The
ask you what the fuck
whole
burger you like.
package. All right, I guess I'll go first. Number one's got to be Harvey's. And for those of you that might be listening into the U.S., I don't think you have Harvey's. It's a Canadian, pretty much exclusive brand, but
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I
News
don't.
to me.
You didn't know that?
Nope.
Yeah. For those of
Wow.
you that don't know, the way they make a burger is kind of like Subway, where everything's fresh. The patty's cooked fresh, and then they kind of like build it in front of you with what you want on it. And the burgers are
Will's
super
on the
juicy.
marketing team.
Sponsored by Harvey's.
Number one.
But no, yeah, he's right. I mean, it's one of those things where you go, even when you go to the drive-thru at Harvey's and you ask for what a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah, you got to wait a bit
Well,
because they
not-
got to cook it.
And yeah, you're right about that. That's not even what I was gonna say. Is you have to tell them everything.
Yeah.
Like if you say just ketchup, then you're just getting ketchup.
Yep.
If you want ketchup, lettuce, onion, pickle, tomato, relish, mustard, and all of that shit, you got to say all of that shit if you want it on the burger. So yeah, they're specific, but their burgers are what, fresh, never
Muy juicy.
Great.
Starting off strong.
What do you? Who's next? Who's next?
So what? Just number one Harvey's.
That's it. That's your only
So
burger.
who's bottom of the barrel then? Who's like?
Gonna be controversial pick, and we talked about it in the pre-show a bit. For me, In-N-Out.
yeah, but
In-N-Out.
Okay, are we staying Canadian or American? Can we? Because
I mean, if it's fast food joints that we've tried,
Okay, then fair
it's
enough.
gonna be
okay.
In-N-Out for me.
How about one that we've all been to?
Yeah.
All right, Wendy's.
Yeah,
really,
Really?
Wow.
surprised by
I
that.
don't like their burgers. I don't.
I can definitively say my number one worst is DQ.
Yeah. We were talking about this pre-show.
Dairy Queen burgers are not. They're not
Dairy Queen
on.
food, man.
You're
is
like my
not-
dad.
They're not good. Like go get ice cream.
Exactly.
I'm here
That's-
for the ice cream.
That's what I said.
And I don't even
Yeah,
really
I'll
like
give-
ice cream
I'll
that
give
much.
you that, but even like they do have a tendency to overcook the burgers. I'll give them that. But at the same time, like even when you take that first bite, it's not like it's disgusting. Like that's still a good burger.
I don't agree.
Yeah, I'm there for the blizzards.
It's-
all day, but food, nah.
But yeah, I don't know. Best is a tough decision. Wendy's would be up there, man. I know you're not loving it,
God,
but
you're like my dad.
Wendy. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I mean, it means I like Wendy's and I don't like DQ apparently. But
Yeah.
Bottom of the barrel, Nick, for you.
is DQ. I don't know if I'm gonna give Wendy's the top dog though. Even though it's not a hot dog, it's. I don't know. You come back to me.
Okay.
Well,
For the-
that's
for the-
a question: is are hot dogs burgers?
Well, I like burgers more than like at a party, like a backyard get together.
Sure.
I'm always the one that goes for one of each.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm always that guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But you're always looking at that guy that grabs 2 hot dogs. Like,
Are you really? I'm the guy that grabs 3.
I just mean like, where's your burger? Like, there's burgers free here. We're in the backyard party, and you're gonna say no to a burger?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, those are. No, I don't like those
so,
people.
So for you, you're up in the air and you're top, but your bottom is DQ.
Bottom is DQ. Top is got to be either Wendy's or, and I can't believe I'm going to say it, McDonald's. Because I just genuinely like McDonald's.
At the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is.
All right. What about you, Philip?
Top. I'm gonna give it to Burger King. Like a full size burger, not like the juniors or anything.
Yeah, like a Whopper.
Like a proper Whopper, yeah, even
the
a
BK
double Whopper.
King they have now.
Yeah, exactly right. That's for me. It's, juicy, and from what I remember, as always as a kid, my favorite was my go-to for that.
I'm a big fan of all the angry stuff they do.
The angry Whopper.
Poutine,
Yes.
angry Whopper.
It's all spicy.
Very good.
Hot.
Okay, what about bottom? Of the
Bottom? It's actually a tough one, to be honest, because it's like, you can ask Nick. I eat a lot of fucking fast food, man.
I mean, at work, you eat out more than most.
Everyone, maybe.
Just ordered some BK.
You know what? I'm just gonna. No, I'm just gonna give it to McDonald's, just because it's just so bland, and it's like.
Oh wow,
Fair.
top of
For
mine,
me-
bottom of his. Okay.
For me, it's just I don't know. It's just been the same. It feels like it's been the same.
Well, they got those new juicy burgers that I don't like.
Well, then
At
you have the whole
McDonald's.
Big Mac with bacon. Is it still a Big Mac?
That's a funny commercial.
Is it a fucking Big Mac?
I'll give them that.
I've never had.
So
a Big
so
Mac.
if you put bacon on a Whopper, is it still a Whopper?
Well, I don't know. That's the
It's a
conversation.
bacon Whopper.
Yeah, it's
you
a
put
bacon
ketchup on a burger, is it still a burger?
But if you put, I get the conversation. Like you want to get hung up on this, we can't. This is why there's a commercial.
Let's do it. That's why we're here. Let's
If-
go.
If you put bacon on a Big Mac, is it a Big Mac?
it's
I
a
don't
Big
know.
Mac with
It's
bacon.
a Big Mac
It's
with
a
bacon.
Big Mac bacon.
Is it?
End of story.
I guess.
Bacon Big
End of
Mac.
story.
Big Mac with bacon.
I guess.
You can't tell me that
To me, it's
this is the
no
first
longer.
time they've ever heard of this. There's probably been people coming in
Like a
saying,
Bi-
"Yo,
the
I
Big
want
Mac-
a Big Mac,
like the-
but can I add bacon?" Yes.
Like you
Oh,
have
definitely
a,
people probably
a
were doing
Big
that.
Mac is what
No
a Big Mac
pickles.
is. You have the template for the Big Mac, everything that makes up the base Big Mac. Anything extra is a Big Mac with something extra, unless that's another thing on the menu for whatever reason.
I kind of
You
feel.
take anything away from the Big Mac, it's no longer a Big Mac.
I feel him.
So can you call it a double Big Mac when you get 2 patties in it?
It's a Big Mac with bacon.
Yeah, it's a Big Mac with bacon, or it'd be a double Big Mac, or triple, or quadruple, however
Fair.
many
But
heart
it's
attacks
not
you want.
a bacon Big Mac.
It's not a bacon Big Mac.
No, it's a Big Mac with bacon. Unless they add a bacon Big Mac to the menu, then it's a bacon Big Mac.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I thought they did add that to the menu.
What? What?
Like it's a separate
it
thing
say,
saying
like-
Big Mac with bacon? Question mark?
I don't know. It probably is called a Big Mac bacon
Fact
or
check.
bacon Big Mac, but I don't know.
Bacon Mac.
What are your top burgers and worst burgers there,
Well, I gotta
Donovan?
ask
Since you
now.
asked the question to all
And,
of us
well,
here.
we were thinking, and I was thinking as you guys were talking. I'm thinking, you know what? The only one I've gotten food poisoning from McDonald's only of all these places. And That's
Really?
fucked up.
I've never gotten food poisoning. Where's the
So they
fucking
might
wood?
be.
I might have. I don't know.
They
I
might
don't know.
by default make the bottom because of that.
That's
get me
fair.
Fair.
Maybe.
But then you can also
I don't-
argue that that's a bit of an outlier at the same time.
I don't put Dairy Queen in that. I'm thinking like BK, Wendy's, Harvey's, A&W.
Ooh,
Yeah,
A&W's
A&W is a good one.
Think
It's a
about
sleeper.
It's a sleeper.
Sleeper. Yeah, I guess we went for the traditional fast food.
And they got those
But I like that.
250, the
Nobody-
250 grams or whatever, $2.50 grams.
Like, I wouldn't even
burgers.
consider, and I know we haven't talked about it, but Five Guys fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it ain't got no drive-through.
I mentioned
Yeah,
that.
they don't have a drive-thru, and there's only the one location around us, and it's in
And it's
Oshawa.
pricey.
Yeah, but then you can compare that to Hero Burger.
But again, not
And
fast
That's
food.
gourmet. We talked
That's
about
what we were
that.
saying. That's gourmet.
Yeah,
that's a
that's not-
gourmet burger.
Fast food is you drive through the damn thing, and there's burgers on the menu for under $2.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
Yeah. That's fast food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But did I never, I guess McDonald's was my top one. I don't know.
Harvey's might be.
Okay,
my-
do any other things we want to talk about? Because I brought it up, but we wanted to save it for the show. Pizza. What's your favorite pizza place?
Oh, can I just get this in? I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite way to build a burger? What are your favorite condiments on the burger?
Lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle.
Ooh.
See, I'm basic. I'm a basic bitch. Ketchup, mustard, pickle.
Ooh.
I'm pretty basic. I need ketchup, mustard, lettuce.
Okay.
I need that.
yeah.
That's what I need.
Tomato,
for
tomato,
me-
lettuce, ketchup, mustard, no pickles.
For me, it
Maybe
depends.
onions.
Oh, they're all different.
If we're talking specifically only at Jack in the Box, will I order a full-size burger with the lettuce, tomato, onion, everything?
No,
That's
no, no.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
only there. Everything else is just ketchup, mustard, pickle.
If you're at home on your own barbecue
Yeah,
and
like-
you just
Yeah.
grilled up a
Ketchup, mustard, pickle.
okay.
That's
That's
it.
what I
Like
got.
Pops
I
is
just-
making burgers in the back, and you're just
Yep.
putting ketchup, mustard.
You have the
pickle.
table full of
What's- what
everything
Don's
you want.
shaking his hand over here like he's got salt in his hand.
A tad
or
of
something.
hot sauce too for
Oh,
me. That's a
okay,
throw.
okay,
That's
okay.
always.
I
Kind
really-
You know what? You can add the hot sauce to the mayo and mix that up.
Yeah, or the mustard, or the ketchup.
Ooh.
Really, for me.
Well, he was
That's
doing a
why-
shaker motion. I really thought he was going to say parm cheese and
Pepper.
I thought he was getting a little fancy. I didn't know. I was like, if he was going to say salt and pepper, I was going to say Don.
He's
I don't
pouring
know
the
if we can
protein powder in there.
That's a whole nother one that could. Yeah,
Adult Kool-Aid.
that deserves
all
one
right.
of those right there.
All right, back to the pizza then.
Pizza.
So, out of everything we tried, I guess I'll go first because I brought it up. My favorite's got to be pizza. Just the way they do the cheese and everything. Because my pizza toppings are cheese, pepperoni, and then slices of ham. That's what usually I get on my pizza. And when everybody pizza does it, it's just perfect.
This is a very open discussion.
Yeah.
Because there's pizza everywhere, and there's not pizza like everywhere, and there's these like Domino. I don't know how many places have Domino's and all these. I just mean it's a very subjective discussion, so I don't want anybody listening to
And
this
you do
to
have the
think that-
one-off pizza places like Giovanni's
exactly
or whatever.
that's my middle name. but
Papa's Pizza
I
Land.
didn't. Yeah, Papa's Pizza. That's even. I'm talking like there's little shops in New York that have one place that somebody. Oh, that's the best pizza.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's the best pie in the town.
this is just a conversation about local Canadian pizza joints and which ones
around us, what we've tried.
Yeah,
We're not connoisseurs of pizza.
definitely
would say.
not. Definitely not.
I would like to say I'm a wing connoisseur though, but that's another topic for another day.
Another round table.
We can get into
So
that.
I went with the pizza. My preferred toppings. Let's go. I guess go in a circle with Nick.
Well, I got to answer this in two ways. And that's why I was so big at the beginning with prefacing the way I wanted to state this. Because if we're going to base this off of, like, I take pizza pretty seriously here. So
I mean,
if we're
Is
going
that
to,
the Italian blood in you?
if we're going to, possibly, yeah. But it's just because I like pizza. And if we're going to take into account, like, the Domino's and the Pizzas and the Pizza Novas and the Pizza Huts and those, in that conversation, then I might agree with Will in this. I don't think this is a popular opinion because most times when you talk to people, I fucking hate pizza. I love pizza. I like pepperoni and olives, and I usually get like double or triple green olive pepperoni.
See, whenever I talk to my friends online about pizza, they're like, "Do you mean Little Caesars?" Because that's Little Caesars' slogan in America is pizza.
Ah, I see.
So I'm not sure if Little Caesars and Pizza are like owned by one company or nothing, but
I hope not, because if you want to get to the conversation of the bottom of the barrel, that one takes the cake for me every fucking time.
Little Caesars,
without a doubt.
Really?
Do I still go there? Yes, because I
$5
can.
hot and ready,
Because
so,
I can
bro.
walk in with a pizza and walk out in 4 seconds. That's a different conversation as far as quality. Back to what my original thing. So pizza, pepperoni, double, triple, whatever, green olives is my go-to as far as those kind of joints. If we're talking any other like actual homemade thin crust Italian pizza made in a pizza oven, it's going to be a thin crust margherita pizza every time. That's like if I go to an Italian restaurant in Italy when I did or anywhere, it's going to be a margherita pizza every time, which is just tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, and basil, and that's it. Nice. And that is like my fucking
sounds so
mouth
good.
is watering just talking about it. So let's move on to Phil because I can't keep talking about it.
I'm gonna have to give it to Domino's, man.
Yeah.
That's just
It's another good one.
You know, when they have their hand tossed pan pizza or even just like their regular style, so good, so crunchy, and sweet. That's what I like to taste. The sweetness in
the sauce,
in the sauce and in the bread, though. You know, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to say? And this has nothing to do with the flavor of the pizza.
Oh my.
I love their fucking website. Joe is prepping your pizza for
Oh
you.
yeah.
Joe is putting the pizza in the oven.
Little tracker.
Curtis is driving the pizza to your house. This is sweet. I don't know. It's just very like, you know.
Just standing by the door. Hey, thanks, bud. I was waiting for you.
Hey, Mom, Joe's making the pizza.
Preference for what on the pizza? I would prefer a 4-cheese blend just because I'm a cheese guy.
4 cheese blend.
Yeah,
eh?
you
I like a
Ooh.
4-cheese blend on,
Yeah, the
on a
4
frozen
cheese
za.
blend.
That's my go-to.
I get pepperoni, bacon, pineapple, and usually ham. But yeah, slices of ham is better. But yeah,
Phil goes to the bank before he orders a pizza.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's a standard pizza.
That's a big pizza. I just mean
That's a
it's
lot
a
of
nice.
toppings.
Yeah, it's a nice pizza. I would
It's
eat
a
that
meat
pizza
pizza.
every
Yeah,
time.
it's a
But
lot of
that's not a
protein.
cheap pizza. That's not a.
Money's not an object for me with pizza. Okay.
That's what I like to hear. I said I take pizza very serious.
Take notes.
I just mean like
Bacon crumble and bacon strips.
that's
okay?
extra. That's an extra pizza. Like it's not like walk-in 3-topping. Like you're not getting a 4
Yeah, I guess.
cheese.
They feel like
You've maxed that with your 4 cheese
that's
blend.
what Pizza Hut gets wrong. They try to do a bunch of gimmicks like eating the pizza backwards,
I
and
don't
stuff
like
in the
that.
crust, and they get it wrong.
They do because of all the gimmicks and stuff, but
don't like that.
but stuff crust at Pizza Hut is incredible. Come on.
Yeah, but that might be the only thing that I like that they offer.
But that's enough.
Like their pizza, I just don't like it. It's too.
Like I would get
It's
that.
really greasy.
And I had it yesterday. That's why it wasn't by choice.
If Pizza
by any
Hut
means, but-
cost the price of pizza, it would be my number one.
Really.
But it doesn't, so it can't.
See, for me, it's just really greasy.
It is.
Yeah, that's what it's a
Maybe because I'm not a large fellow, I don't feel fat eating it. So it's just like, yeah, this is great. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Even
not.
the way they cut the slices, it's just never right. Unproportioned and shit. I don't like that.
Circle is
Dude, I need I want my
One's
slices
skinny,
nice.
the other one's
Seriously,
like
one's
He's
like
not
this.
wrong. He's not
Like,
wrong.
I don't
Pizza,
like that. Come on.
Pizza Hut is bad for
they
that.
suck at that.
But yeah.
Domino's, on the other hand, I'm with you on that. For me, pepperoni, Domino's, I'm good. Good to go.
Bottom
Plain
of
and
the barrel,
simple,
though?
pepperoni. That's it.
Bottom though.
Joe's making your pizza.
Boston pizza.
Oh, but I
It's a
argue
different combo now.
That's different. That's
Is that
a bit
because
of-
it's restaurant?
That's Hero Burger. We're into Hero
Okay,
Burger
that's
territory.
gourmet pizza then. Okay, so I'll
I mean,
I'll
I wouldn't
drop
say
that
it's
in.
gourmet, but it's definitely not fast food. Order online, come to your house. It's definitely.
Well,
more
you
of a
can.
go-
Boston
you
pizza you can order
yeah.
online, and you can even go in the store and pick it up. So it'd be
He's
no
not
different,
wrong.
You
right?
can,
but it's expensive as a mother.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But
I
that
don't know,
being
I've-
said,
whenever I
if you
ate
wanna-
there,
If
it's
you
never
want
good.
if you want to transition into sit down restaurants,
wait,
I'm down.
well, I don't know. But I was just going to say, that being said, the pierogi pizza from Boston Pizza
How did no?
is, well, yeah, but you're Polish. It's different. Yeah, but
No.
you're Polish. Okay. Can we talk about this for a second?
Okay, let's get to it.
So what are we not feeling about the Boston Pizza pierogi pizza? Boston Pizza, sorry for the American listeners, another Canadian
You gotta remember that.
restaurant.
Central Europeans like Polish people that are making pierogies. It's not really supposed to be spicy. It's not supposed to have heat to it.
Gotcha.
First second I
Yeah.
bite into it, I'm like, why is this spicy?
Yeah, it's very spicy because
And-
they
and,
soak
like,
the potatoes in jalapeno juice.
Yeah, which don't get me wrong, I'm not a pussy or anything. Like I can have my heat and have my spices, but I wanted like European style. Like I was expecting sour cream to be on that bitch, and you know what I mean?
In the
It's
middle, they got sour cream in the
like a
middle.
little fucking dash. What the fuck is that shit?
They
man?
never give you enough to dip. Even
This is
like
good,
when you
though.
order
The fucking
nachos on like a
Polacks telling me
starter,
what's up.
at any
Like,
place,
this
you
is-
order nachos on a starter, it comes in like a little like dipping cup, and it's like, how am I supposed to have this giant plate of nachos with that tiny cup of salsa?
Give me 3 extra.
Question. Okay. If putting aside your Polish love of pierogies, is it a good meal? Like
The pizza?
the pierogi pizza. Like,
Mm.
forget the
I
fact that
didn't
it's
know.
not like a pierogi.
No, not really.
Oh,
I didn't. I
really?
just didn't enjoy the whole pizza itself.
Fair enough.
I,
Okay. That's
I
gotta
didn't
be-
really enjoy the pierogies. It was either it was the dough that I just didn't like the consistency or whatever, the way it was cooked, the way it was cut, whatever it
Fair
could have been.
enough.
It was I
Yeah,
guess
I don't
maybe
know.
just me being picky, right?
Yeah, no, that's my, if I get Boston Pizza, like that's what I get when I go to Boston Pizza. That's my go-to meal.
Well, wait until next Christmas. I'll give you pierogies for your birthday instead.
Oh, buddy.
Authentic.
I love pierogies. I really do. But yeah, pizza and burgers.
That's it.
Pizza and burgers.
burgers.
All
I got a topic that I wanted to move into.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone except for Will, but that's going to transition into another topic in itself. Everyone here has seen all the Star Wars movies.
Yep.
Woo! We're not going to spoil nothing. We don't need to get into any of that kind of territory anyway. The movie's still kind of relatively new-ish.
Anakin is Darth Vader.
Well, that one came out in 2005, but anyway, I want to get into our definitive ranking here.
Okay, hold on.
I wanted to drop this tonight. This is why I knew
Okay.
everybody would be able to talk about this. It's not going to take up 45 minutes. And everybody pulls out their phone to start now making a list. We didn't even mention, check out the video, possibly. I don't know if it's out there in the world, but if it is,
Maybe.
check it out. It might be. We're doing a test trial of video tonight, so if you're watching, you can see all the boys on their phones here. But yeah,
Doing top 5?
no, top 9.
Ranking
ranking them
worst
all,
to
eh?
best. Worst to best.
Worst to best. I'm not. The only thing we're not going to include is Solo and Rogue One because they're not a part of the Skywalker saga. I figured, this whole Skywalker saga is now officially been wrapped up.
You were the chosen one!
So, and that's a part of it. And then
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
it's time to give our definitive ranking here. And Will, I know you haven't seen them. Like I said, we'll talk about a little bit more about you and your some of lack of movies that you haven't seen. I think that's a whole fun topic to get into in general. But
9, right?
9 movies here. I don't know if should I go first or should I?
Yeah,
Or
I
should we
think me
just
and
talk
Don
about the movies in general? Because
You should go first. Talk about your first top. You talk about the top 3, but give your whole ranking.
well, okay. Actually, I got a question I wanted to ask you guys first.
Yep.
Could you? And I know that individually they may be in a different order, but could you give me a ranking of the trilogies, of your favorite group of each of the trilogies?
Oh, my favorite group of each of the trilogies.
Like original, sequel, prequel, or prequel, original, sequel.
I mean, for me it's prequel, but it's because I grew up
Yeah, that's
with
fair.
them. Yeah.
So the
And
prequel,
getting to see those in theaters and stuff, like all of them, episode 1, 2, and 3.
and then the originals.
Yeah.
And then the sequels.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Philly, you've been watching a lot of them recently.
Oh, recently, yeah. Thanks to my beautiful girlfriend. I'm gonna say OG, prequel, and then sequels.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go OG, sequel, prequel. As much as I love the prequels, I don't want that to come across as I'm a prequel hater, as you'll find out soon when we give our top 9 list. But yeah, I don't know.
But
you guys are. I really not stumped you, but you guys are went right pen to paper,
Well,
hand to
He's looking
phone.
at, he's looking at IMDb.
I to phone here. You guys are. The room went silent.
the
It's
reason
'cause-
why I said
Calculations have
OG is
started.
because my sister had the box set from her friend.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's how I remember watching, episode 4, 5, and 6.
Absolutely. Me and you have
The
talked
OG
about that
ones.
before. The gold,
then-
the gold VHS set.
Exactly.
With Vader on the side of it. I had the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
And then growing up, my mom took me to Phantom Menace. So that was a whole nother generation, me starting of watching this again. So that's why I kind of go in that direction. And then the sequel being just
the newer.
New ones,
yeah,
yeah.
I love the newer stuff. But anyway, the yeah, I don't know. The newer movies to me did a really good job of kind of bringing back that original nostalgia. And then it's funny enough, the reason I was getting stumped there is I couldn't believe I didn't see Phantom Menace in theaters, nor did I see Attack of the Clones in theaters. It's weird.
No?
No.
but episode 3, yeah.
3 I did. I was the first movie well, no, definitely not the only, but the first movie I saw by myself in the theaters. But yeah,
You know what? So we're gonna
just
go.
go with your gut here. It doesn't have to be. This isn't like any official rankings. It's just going out to the universe forever. So you don't have to. It's not.
You know what, Phil? Are you ready?
No, you go ahead.
No.
You go ahead. I'm ranking mine now.
I just want to say first, and I said this to you a couple weeks ago when we went to watch the latest movie. I said that I need to watch the original 3 again, and I feel like even to give my
Proper analysis.
yeah, because I'm really basing stuff off of the latest ones.
Yeah.
And episode 1, 2, and 3, I watched it very recently too.
And how well do you remember the original trilogy?
I've always liked Return of the Jedi best. I know that. for a
Really?
fact. Yeah, of the 3. I've always, yeah. I don't know. That's my one, probably for me.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to
Of the
find out
original
everybody's. Will's very silent over there. I don't know if that's because he's not a big Star Wars guy or if he's just thinking very hard.
I like Star Wars. It's just I've never seen any of the movies to completion. I've started some of them. I've just never really
Played the games?
a little bit. I'm like I watched I think episode 4, maybe episode 5, but I never really watched any of them all the way through. So I don't think I can give an accurate depiction of what I think are my top 5. I haven't even seen anything.
Top 9.
Top 9. Yeah, sorry. I haven't even seen any of the new ones. So
That's fair. That's fair. So that's okay. Maybe you can be an observer for this part of the discussion. But are
I
you
went-
boys ready?
Like I really gotta watch.
I'm working.
I really gotta watch Empire again for sure. Like I just.
the gears are turning. The calculations are happening.
Don's
in their
just really
brains.
setting the stage.
You can see
here.
him. You can see
for
him if
his
you're
pick.
watching the film. You can see him. Phil. He's trying to figure it out.
I'm done.
He got it.
Okay.
Me? You want me to
Yeah,
go?
there will.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
There will be a
Because
test.
I'm
All right, want me to start from bottom or top?
I think we should start from the top.
From the top?
like best.
Best
The best to
worst.
last?
Okay.
Best to worst.
Okay.
And
Best-
if you
best to
feel
worst.
like you want to give reasons in between, then by all means, the floor is yours.
Well, I already gave away my best just because of the fact that
Actually,
it was like my...
Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was...
Who would have known Star Wars would have been so controversial among us?
Well, actually, you guys might be surprised that it's going to be episode 1, Phantom Menace. Because of the fact
Wow.
that I remember my mom taking me to the movie theaters to watch it.
That's cool.
So,
Cool memory.
Number 2, that was like what kind of sparked it all again for me, you know what I mean?
Back in '99.
Yeah, 8 years old.
God,
right?
you're old.
Yeah, so old. Still had blonde hair.
Take it easy, okay? Young one. Take it easy.
Yeah, the young one over there, Padawan easy. Number 2, I would say episode 3.
Okay, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, yep.
Definitely. I'm
'cause,
surprised
the
you
whole-
didn't
that's-
say prequels first as your higher group then. Surprised.
OGs, right? OGs was first for me, but
OG.
that's
yeah.
just because that's the way I
Yeah.
like it.
Fair enough. Sorry, I don't mean to.
I don't know. For me, when I look at it this way, top 9, it's just like, what would I want to watch in kind of my, not my order, but in my like,
Your favorites.
I want to watch this.
Yeah, what would be the list of
Yeah.
if somebody said, "Can I watch Star Wars?" Like, what's your favorite one? This would be the order.
Yeah, which is like,
Which one should
well,
I-
that's why you're gonna be surprised why I'm putting it this way, but that's more of the fact of recent events, I guess you can say.
I see. Okay, so
That was number
Phantom
2.
Menace
Number
and
3,
Revenge of the Sith.
episode 6. Return
of the Jedi. Another good one.
Just because of the whole.
You'll find out more about me in a sec.
Just because of
The Jedi Return.
Yoda training. right?
Revenge of the
I
Jedi.
love that, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's most of that is in Empire.
Empire?
But you see Return of the Jedi, you see Yoda is like what I was talking about earlier before we hit record, where he's sleeping. And he's
5,
like, your
sorry.
father he is.
Episode 5, yeah. Number 4, New Hope.
Yeah.
Number 5, episode 5, Empire. 6 was where did I fucking right here? Force Awakens.
Okay.
Because of recent events. 7, Revenge of no, sorry. Which one is that?
Can you read your own writing?
No, not when I'm fucking being rushed.
You're not being rushed.
Mister.
You're not being rushed. Take your time.
When Will's yelling at me, it feels like I am.
Go faster, faster.
8 was Clones, and then 9 is Last Jedi. Just 'cause
Okay.
I did
Attack
I
of the
think
Clo-
that's gonna be a popular opinion.
Yeah.
Number
Of
9.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi being bottom of the list.
You want me to go, Don, or you want to go?
I think
I'll-
I'm ready now. If you want, because I'll let you. You're the Star Wars guy. You gotta go
Yeah,
last.
that's okay.
It's
all right.
fair.
Fair
I
enough.
think.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think.
All right.
Yeah.
Good list. Good list. Let's give
It's
us.
just
Do you want to
different.
give us a rundown of that again?
Oh, fuck.
From the top.
Phantom Menace. Okay, episode 1, episode 3, episode 6, episode 4, episode 5, episode 7, episode 8, 2, and 9.
Okay. Oh, 9 is last.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker.
No, sorry, fuck. Last Jedi is last because I'm looking at the number.
Okay.
Fuck
It's
off.
probably confusing at this
Yeah.
point, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
Donnie.
Okay. So yeah, you said number 1's got to be my go-to, right? My favorite of.
Yeah, of course.
For
Where's
me,
the best?
For me, episode
best or worst?
3 is my personal top favorite. When I seen it in the theater, and for me, that's like one of my favorite movies in general. Like if you were to ask me some of my favorite movies of all time, that's in
That's
that
dope.
list.
I like
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
for sure.
So before you move on, here's a question.
Yeah.
Does seeing a movie in a theater versus seeing it at home on DVD or Blu-ray, does that change your ranking? Do you think like it would change how you
no,
would rank it?
no. I just thought about
It depends.
like that's what I thought of
For
when I
me.
look at all the Star Wars movies. That's my personal like. If I'm giving you a top 5 movie list, that movie's in there
Yeah.
for me. Like with like American Gangster and some other, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
And
it
I know,
goes-
and I know what you're saying, but I think, like, I also know why you're like with Phil, where his number 1 was because he went like that memory could make it your favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
too. Like
It
I
just-
see that
the
as
feeling
well.
of being in the theater with other people and having a plot twist happen and everyone reacts and
Yeah, of course.
definitely can add to it for sure, right?
Yeah.
Second, even though it's been a long time, I'm gonna say A New Hope because I wouldn't have never got into Star Wars if I didn't watch that. I think my dad showed it to me when I was super
couldn't hit
super
the
young.
broadside of a moisture evaporator.
Yes. It's a great movie.
So that's got to be second for me.
That's the music for Donovan while he thinks.
I'm gonna say after that 3 Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
It's just off memory.
Yeah,
Return
yeah.
of the Jedi.
I know I caught you guys off guard with this topic, but I knew I didn't want to make you make a list and have to overthink it.
Return of the Jedi. Dude, I'm gonna say this early, but the latest one,
Rise of Skywalker.
that's up there for me.
What are we at? Number
4.
4.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's up there for me. I like that movie a lot. Then I'm gonna go with Empire. Then I'm gonna go with. Sorry, man. So I said Empire 5.
Yeah.
Empire's at 5. I like episode 1, man. I'm gonna go with episode 1. 6. I'm gonna go
7,
with
8, 9.
I'm gonna go with Force Awakens, episode 2, and Last Jedi at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Episode 2 not getting any love down there at the bottom. Doesn't seem to be a very popular movie amongst.
If I did have to rank them, number 2 would probably be my favorite.
Yeah. That's well. That's why I might as well get into mine because
Episode 2?
Yeah.
number 1 without a doubt. I mean, those are nice lists, guys. And I mean, I think we'll have to.
He's about to drop some knowledge on you guys.
This is something that.
Here he comes.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
I think this is something we're gonna have to come back to
Mm-hmm.
in like 6 months or a year or whenever it is, when everybody's seen them all again. recently, especially the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll go forward with my list. Shout out to that guy out there popping
Seriously.
a little backfire in his car.
that a
Um,
car?
I think it was a dump truck or something.
Yeah, that didn't sound
you
like
guys
a
got better
car.
hearing than me. I got headphones on, but anyway,
We all heard the same.
it sounded like a car to me.
It was
But anyway,
Yeah,
I gotta
I'm
go with
curious. I wanna know your list.
New Hope's by far number one without a doubt. To me, I've literally seen that movie 200 times, if not more, and listened to it. I'm sure I've talked about that in other podcasts in the past. Listened to it audio, and it's the only movie that I think you can watch without seeing anything.
Yeah.
It's even Phantom Menace. I know you can go in. It's in episode 1. You don't really need to know anything. You can go in and watch it. You still need to kind of know what a Jedi is and a little bit of who these people are and what a lightsaber is and different stuff like that. Because the movie,
Midichlorians.
fuck, and because the movie starts out pretty quickly. New Hope is 40 minutes of slow progression and really just getting you sucked into the world of Star Wars for that first 45 minutes of that movie, and then you start to meet Han Solo and everybody after that. Number 2, I love Attack of the Clones. I don't know why, but I love that movie. Like, it's one of those movies where, you know, like you have everybody's got movies you put on in the background.
Yeah.
When you're just doing stuff. That is like one of the go-to for me. I just like being, I just like being in that world. It looks cool aesthetically. I know the graphics aren't the greatest compared to, now in 2020 and going forward, but I don't know. That one stands out pretty high to me.
For me, I liked episode 2 because I liked seeing the big battles and all the different worlds they were fighting on.
Mhm.
And then when the clones turn evil and
I think just most people. Well, that's all in
General
Revenge.
Grievous
That's not any of that's in episode. That's all episode 3.
oh, okay.
But
There's the knowledge drop.
but the battle that you're talking about that they have at the very end of episode 2 on Geonosis, that is huge. But the biggest takeaway that people make and criticism that they give towards that is just that the CGI is so old and outdated that it doesn't hold up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you can watch the original Star Wars movie, then you can almost match up to you can hold up to anything, right? But where was I? Number 3? Jesus, I'm talking a lot.
I think so, yeah. It was after Clone Wars for you.
Yeah, Clone Wars number 2. Number 3 for sure is Force Awakens.
Okay.
Like that, it's almost number 2. Like it's like 2A or 2B, I guess. Just because it follows beat for beat for beat New Hope movie, and some people took that as like, oh, this is not great because it's the same movie as New Hope and they're just rehashing the same thing. But I don't care. New Hope's an amazing movie, and they remade it in 2015 again. Better, maybe not better, but in its own way.
Yeah.
And then where are we going after that? We're at number 4 is going to be Empire for sure, because that was my favorite movie until I was probably 23, 24, until I really could appreciate how good New Hope was, and that's why that took over number 1. And then I just started to like Clone Wars and Force Awakens came out. That's why it kind of just kept getting dropped lower and lower down the list. Number 5 is what we're at, right? Revenge of the Sith. I think I'm gonna have to go with Revenge of the Sith there. Just another solid movie, and it's first movie I went and saw by myself in theaters, like I said earlier. 6, Rise of Skywalker. I like that movie quite a bit as of the recent movie that came out. 7, where are we at? Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And 8, what am I missing?
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, definitely 8,
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, and then 9 would be I'm happy
Last
that
Jedi?
Last Jedi, yeah. Sorry. I forgot Return of the Jedi, but it's exactly where I wanted to have it anyway. Because Return of the Jedi, for me, great last 35, 40 minutes of the movie is amazing, with the flashing between the throne room and the battle in the space battle for Death Star 2 and then down on Endor, and they keep switching between those 3 things constantly, and it's...
I think I'm big on that. I think that might be...
That's part of the movie's incredible. I can appreciate the first bit more now, but when I was a kid, I hated it. It scared the shit out of me. It's like 40 minutes in Jabba's palace with all the fucking crazy aliens, and some people like that aspect of Star Wars, but I've always been more into the lightsabers and the space wizards more than the grungy underworld Mandalorian style stuff. That hasn't always been my favorite part of the Star Wars universe. So maybe that's why too. But now I can appreciate it more, and it is 40 minutes. Like, it's 40 minutes before that fucking sail barge blows up, and
that's crazy.
And they fly away after Jango or Boba Fett and the Sarlacc and all that shit. It's the first 40 minutes of the movie. Don't get me wrong, you get sprinkled in moments of Vader and the Emperor on Death Star 2 and different stuff happening with the Empire, but yeah, it's not high for me. It's just because I only like the last half an hour of it, and then Last Jedi is, I mean, there's parts of that movie that I hope get retconned in the future. Like, I hope that there is future DVD, and if that's a thing, I hope there's future Blu-ray and DVD and 4K, whatever releases of that movie that don't have little fucking Jedi boy at the end. And the movie just ends when they're all on the fucking Millennium Falcon. Sorry for spoilers, but it's 3 years old now. You should go see it if you haven't. Well, it's different.
Broom boy.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my definitive list. And then I would rank, if I'm not going to give it a number, but I would rank Rogue One in the top third of that list if I had to, and Solo would be in the bottom third, maybe in between Jedi and fucking Last Jedi if I had to make a decision on those ones. But Mandalore, great. Like I said, not my favorite era of Star Wars as far as the gritty underbelly of Star Wars. I'm looking forward more to Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan TV show, and just seeing more Jedi wizard stuff, like I said earlier. But yeah, I don't know. I just one more time.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
There you go, dropping knowledge. There you go.
I can't wait to go back. Really.
And watch them all.
Yeah, especially like Empire and shit, man. It's been a long time. We'll redo this.
We definitely
6 months down the line. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that's Donovan's cheeseburgers out of the way and my Star Wars stuff out of the way. If
Will.
I know William over there has some things that he'd like to get off his chest. Can I call you William, by the way?
He's been a little quiet.
Maybe.
Is your name William?
Will the Thrill?
Technically, yes. That's
Okay.
what it says in my birth certificate.
Okay, well, some people aren't, right? Some people are like, oh, fuck you, man. My name is just, Nick.
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill. Or give me another name that's...
Philip.
What?
Yeah. Well, some people... That's a perfect example. Some people are named Phil and not Philip. Like, there's guys that have Phil on their birth certificate. That's why I was asking.
Nick.
Exactly, Nick.
All right, so I guess I'll jump into the big one because I'm also a wrestling fan with you guys, and you're all big on this.
Yeah, once upon a time, this was the Pro Wrestling LookBack Podcast Roundtable. So yeah.
So I want, because it's becoming the new decade and all that stuff in wrestling. I wanted to ask you guys if you had to take 5 pictures from the decade of wrestling that you felt best described this decade and the biggest moments or whatever, and one personal pick that was big for you, what would your 5 moments or pictures be?
Well, Donovan, Phil.
I don't know if I'm going first on this one.
I think I'm gonna stay quiet on this one, like Will did on the last one.
Okay, well, I want to give you gut thoughts. First shit that's popping and rolling through my head right now, and you got to keep in mind I didn't watch a lot of this decade, so I'm not going to include a lot of the stuff that took place from 2011 to 2014.
Yeah, fair enough.
Other than the fact the first one and the main one that I told you about earlier, which is CM Punk sitting on the top of the stage, cross-legged, and the pipe bomb promo, the pipe bomb throwing superstar, as my boy Wade Keller says. It wouldn't be the round table if I didn't bring him. I haven't even listened to PW Torch in 2 weeks.
I thought we would make it.
No, we can't. We can't. But yeah, that one for sure. And then I'm gonna jump pretty forward ahead, and I'm gonna jump to. This is tough. This is Shane McMahon making his return to the WWE.
Good fucking pick.
And surprising Stephanie and Vince, and that was an amazing. That was just I don't even know. That was just an awesome moment, let alone snapshot. I can't even tell you what it would be. The snapshot, I guess, him doing the shuffle at the top of the stage, would probably be one of those. I'm gonna go a little bit like my own personal, and no, this one might be in there anyway. It's Seth Rollins swinging the WWE Championship around the top of his head at WrestleMania 31 after he was the first ever superstar to cash in Money in the Bank against Brock Lesnar. That's going to be number 2. Number 3 is going to be Roman Reigns celebrating at the end of WrestleMania 32 with more fireworks than I think small countries use to celebrate New Year's Eve. And
He made your moment.
No, but it's because... you can't talk about this.
He made your moment. He made your
moment. Oh, Donovan, let me tell you something, brother. I don't know. He did. I don't have a sound effect for him, so that says something too. But anyway, he's just a part of the decade. Roman with those 2 fists up in the air. If we do use this video like this at the top of those ropes, that's another one of those moments. Another one. Maybe Ronda Rousey making her debut at the Royal Rumble in 2017, 18, 17, one of those years.
Sure.
And if I have to, I don't know. Oh, the one that I didn't watch that I told you guys about. We're going a little farther back because I've kind of been going in chronological order. But Daniel Bryan celebrating at WrestleMania 30 with both championships in the Yes Movement. So I think that was 5.
Was that 5 or 6?
Maybe.
Sure, whatever.
There you go.
Whatever.
Bonus.
It works.
Bonus.
All right, I guess I'll go then. My number one, it's similar to your number one there, but it's CM Punk. But instead of it being cross-legged at the top of the ramp, mine is him holding the championship, blowing the kiss to Vince,
And what pay-per-view was that at?
Money in the Bank.
Oh, that was that the famous John Cena him?
Yeah.
Okay, and when he
Yep.
leaves,
Yep.
Yeah.
when he
Blows the
literally
kiss, walks through the crowd,
leaves, goes through out the
Takes
front
picture-
door of the arena.
takes
gone.
picture of championship and fridge, all that.
Sick. That was good shit.
That should be your snapshot. The picture of the championship in the fridge.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That's gonna be one. My number 2, I guess, is gonna have to be Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. Just again holding both those championships. That was so big, and I think at the same pay-per-view, just because like, at the end of an era, at the same time, Undertaker losing at Mania.
That's another really big one.
Yeah.
With like you said, I think you said to us earlier before we hit record, the kind of the snapshot of the 21-1 and him in the ring.
Mm-hmm. My number 4, bloody-faced Becky Lynch at the top.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I can't believe I didn't pick. I almost picked Becky. I almost picked Becky at 35 with the main, like I said last week or 2 weeks ago on the Best Of show, where after she won at WrestleMania 35. But the bloody face is a good one. I mean, I have the fucking T-shirt, so it says something.
For number 5, I have one, but I don't necessarily think it necessarily represents the decade. So I guess my personal pick is gonna have to be the Golden Lovers reuniting in New Japan.
I was waiting for an NJPW.
Yeah,
reference.
that was a 10-year long storyline that they finally started to come to a close, and oof. You know what? I'll make that number 5. My personal pick for the decade: Katsuyori Shibata's return after injury.
Yeah, that was the one with the we talked about on the roundtable where the guy was beating himself up in the ring, right? Remember we showed me the video?
it was
He was throwing himself all around the ring.
No.
And saying my neck is okay.
No, I know that's her own move, but no. Katsuyori Shibata's return was he had a match with Okada. He hit Okada with a headbutt that gave himself a subdural hematoma, a career-ending injury, and possibly could lead to death.
Wow.
And a few months later, he comes back after the G1. His music hits. You can hear the
Few
crowd.
months.
Yeah.
Wow.
He comes back like at the end of the G1. You could hear the crowd. His music hits. They're going crazy for him. He comes out, steps into the ring, goes, "I'm alive. That's all." Walks away. I watch that scene to this day, and I still tear up.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that is a pretty emotional. After like coming back from something like that, that's pretty huge. So,
Like he did that halfway through bleeding of the brain halfway through the match and finished the match.
Yeah, I don't advise that.
I
But
don't either. But
I respect it, but advising it is different.
Oh fuck, mine are all. Jesus, there were so many. Mine are all returns though. I think like comebacks and shit.
That's okay.
Mostly.
That's snapshots of the decade, bro.
No order, but definitely I would do like a collage of the return of The Rock, like when he came back to wrestle John Cena, when he changed the WWE title, because
Great pick. Yeah.
we did not like that spinner belt at the time. We were sick of it, and he brought that style,
Oh yeah.
pointing to
yeah.
the wall.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. The logo belt.
Yeah. So that the whole return of The Rock, return of Brock Lesnar when he came back, because that was nuts. Like I didn't see that coming. He came back on Raw, and after that WrestleMania where Cena lost to The Rock, and like I had no fucking clue, and it was just wild. Brock had been gone for
Yeah.
I don't know fucking how long. So that
Oh, the big comeback after SummerSlam. Or not
the
SummerSlam,
first
after
time
Mania.
he
sorry.
showed, the first time he showed
The
up
night after
yeah,
Mania.
yeah. Without Paul Heyman or anything.
And that was
just him.
that was huge, and he beat the shit out of Cena.
Didn't
Even
see
him beating up Cena at SummerSlam alone, that was a
The squash
yeah,
match.
and that was like even
6
further
months
down
later,
the line.
right?
Yeah. So that's Brock, another return man. This happened in the decade too, like when the Ultimate Warrior came back into WWE, because like never would have thought I'd see that in my lifetime.
That's definitely not after they're making WWE DVDs called the Ultimate Destruction or whatever that was, ripping him.
Destruction
Yeah.
of the Warrior, and and then like just the way it all turned out was super crazy,
And
surreal,
he
and
died
weird,
like the
and
next night or something.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know if Phil knows about that. Crazy. The Ultimate Warrior came back and cut a promo in the ring, like a really emotionally charged promo on Monday Night Raw, and then literally died the next day.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
like
insane.
just for that to happen the way it happened was very, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Thoughts are
that's-
with the Warrior, that's for sure.
These are no order, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, mine weren't either.
Yeah, it was just whatever.
I was going
I was just
through the
numbering them.
decade basically and
Yeah.
picking out stuff from
I was
each
just
year.
basically numbering them with like no order, but
Yeah.
The next one
Any other big-
probably like again a collage format, like much similar to you guys with the CM Punk stuff,
Yeah.
because that is what got me back into wrestling. Like
In
I wouldn't
2011
be,
or-
I wouldn't be watching. Like who knows if we'd be
Mhm.
doing all this
Probably
shit.
wouldn't even know each other.
a lot of
Yeah.
people came back because of that moment.
Yeah.
Not even just that moment. I like it was because I was watching a bit before that, but that kept me sucked in
Yeah.
and brought it to a whole nother fandom level for me. So definitely like a collage of just all the CM Punk stuff that happened in 2011, 2012. And what am I? That's 4, 5. The last one would probably be another return, man. Because I didn't think it would happen at this point in time. I thought it would still be a good few years down the line, or maybe after tragic events, if that was to take place. But when Kurt Angle came back, because that was the first time too I ever watched an entire Hall of Fame ceremony. Like I've never watched one.
Really?
Yeah, all these years I've never got to watch it live, whether it be I had no access to it or
Yeah.
by choice. But that year I watched the entire Hall of Fame. I believe Rick Rude got inducted that same year,
Yeah.
and that was huge.
yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's one of my favorites.
And just to see him have his farewell match was the year before,
Not so much.
right?
Not so much the farewell. No, the farewell was after. No, remember
yeah,
he came
he
in
wa-
the Hall of Fame
First,
did
and then
the
he
GM.
wrestled. Yeah, yeah.
More so just the fact of him coming back. Not really any for the matches.
Yeah, the matches in the GM run wasn't the most
Like the tag
enjoyable
tag
thing.
one was great with Ronda.
Oh yeah,
And that
yeah,
met
yeah,
Mania,
yeah.
that was great. But like more so just to see him back, it was good. It was just a good
Mhm.
thing to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
him back. Yeah. So those are mine.
Those are some good good picks. I don't know. That's a cool topic to bring
Oh, definitely.
to the table.
Once in a decade topic.
Once in a decade. I know you had 2. What was the other one?
All right, this one's a little bit out of left field.
But that's what this show is going to be all
Yeah,
about. I
yeah.
mean, we've went from talking about muffins and burgers and pizza, and Star Wars ranking
Muffins.
movies and
Muffins.
muffins.
All right. So on Reddit a few days ago on the subreddit called Ask Reddit,
Okay.
someone asked a question: what were the creepiest declassified documents in the last decade?
Ooh.
So for anyone that doesn't know about the over time things that happen within the government or behind the scenes, they get classified so they don't release to the public, then become declassified after a certain amount of time and whatnot. So this person just basically asked, what are some weirdest ones that you came out of? And I'm just going to read a couple comments from some of the users here for what they said. So this one comes from Red Western, and he says, it recently came out in a released Cabinet Office documents in the UK that in 1984, a French security officer placed 2 real bombs in the grounds of the French embassy in London in advance of a visit by President Mitterrand. I'm butchering the name there. In order to test British security, he casually carried them across past British border checks by telling them he was an intelligence officer,
Wow.
which actually became the story of the sitcom Yes, Prime Minister.
Oh shit. Never heard of the sitcom, but that's crazy that turned into like a TV show. Like
Just
the
so
story of
casually
that.
just walks in with some
Yeah.
bombs.
2 real bombs just to test security.
Holy shit.
But this was when was this?
19 what?
84.
That's not as
84.
not as long ago as you think.
1984.
Nah, but she was still. I'm not saying like
Yeah, it was a bit different
You know,
time for sure.
Let's
I know what you
see.
mean.
Let's see if I can get some other ones here.
Going through any border
Ain't nobody
pre
getting
9/11 is
shit.
different
Yeah.
than post.
Let's see if I can find some interesting ones.
Yeah, I know you got some crazy ones.
You
said-
got some stuff.
You got yeah.
Yeah, this one. In 2015, a declassified Russian document verified the existence of a drone called the Poseidon drone. This one actually gets really fucking scary.
Is this in the water? I'm assuming of some kind.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
This is no ordinary drone. It is an underwater drone containing the largest nuclear weapon ever created, having a yield of 200 megatons, 4 times larger than the Tsar Bomba, the
What?
largest nuclear bomb ever created.
Holy shit.
Furthermore, it contains a cobalt-style bomb, which when detonated unleashes a 200-meter nuclear tidal wave which can destroy any coastal city in its path. Just for context, the 2004 Indonesian tsunami had waves as tall as 20 meters and is 10 times larger, and this is 10 times larger and is full of dangerous radioactive material.
So you're saying this thing could cause a tsunami?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Worse.
Or more, or bigger, something bigger.
Radioactive.
And is this
tsunami.
thing like a submarine, like a giant nuclear power
Yeah.
plant driving
Yeah.
around under the ocean?
Yeah, submarine that could just...
Well, the ocean's huge to be.
Well, yeah,
The scary thing
you
to
could
me...
fit it. I'm not saying
absolutely.
it wouldn't fit.
No,
The
absolutely.
scary thing to me is the fact that it's a cobalt bomb.
What's that mean? It's hidden.
It's the material they use to create the nuclear reaction. Basically, when they use plutonium or whatever, they about they have half-lives and stuff. They're over time, the radioactivity drops and stuff.
That I don't know much about, but okay.
Yeah.
Basically, the cobalt bomb, its half-life is several thousand years.
Jeez.
So if that thing goes off, whatever that hits is uninhabitable for
Years. Thousands
decades.
of years. Yeah.
Wow.
Centuries.
And how go back to the beginning of the article. Where was the report coming from? Where did this get?
It was coming from a Russian document. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt
Of
back in
course.
2015. But if that is true, that's fucking scary.
Wild shit. Yeah. Shit that could change a lot.
That's what I mean. How do we know what's,
Mm-hmm.
where is all this coming from?
Well, that's
All
why
the-
I was
the
what's
whole-
the first thing I went
Yeah.
to. Let's go back to the beginning here and where this was reported from. Not to say it's not
Yeah, yeah,
interesting
yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah.
That's all.
No,
the
It's
only-
true, yeah. I mean,
you
we
know?
all know about Russia and the current political landscape and stuff like that.
The part of that I love is this is very selfish as far as like our geological location, but we are nowhere near any kind of ocean as far as anything like that could be an issue. I like being kind of central.
Like, if
Lakes are prominent, but
I mean, and then there's another one here. The document that's declassified a couple weeks ago, and this was posted, it was 6 days ago.
fair enough.
The war in the Middle East that we've been fighting for
Oh,
over
is this a
decade.
touchy one? Or we won't
No. That we've been fighting for over a decade. And then they've known this for years, has been completely unwinnable, and they've known this for a majority of the war.
Just meaning that it's
They've been fighting a war they knew they couldn't win.
yeah. Which is, I mean, that's not really. I mean, I don't know. I respect the dudes that are there, and that's a lot. They have a lot of people put their lives on the line to be there. You know what I mean?
This one's fucked up.
Not something I could do, or nor do I want to do.
This one fucked up. It comes from a user called Caps Lock, and he phrases it a bit weird.
Is it Crip?
He phrases it a bit weird, but the way he says is, "Did you know it's impossible to predict some things? For example, how dust will disperse. Even if you knew how much dust, when, wind speed, humidity, pressure, etc., you wouldn't know how it disperses even with today's supercomputers. There's too many variables. So if you're the military and want to know how biological/chemical agents would disperse if you drop them from a plane, there's really only one thing you can do.
Try it.
You drop tons of zinc calcium sulfide on suspecting people or disease or bugs, which is something they actually did in Operation Sea Spray, where they dropped a bunch of bioweapon stuff on
Forest somewhere.
no, on
You're
the
getting
US,
intense.
on themselves.
Slow down.
They dropped it on themselves, the US.
Oh, what?
Civilians.
Shit.
Is this the contrail shit?
Kinda, yeah.
What's that?
Contrails?
Basically, the
have to
results
get
of
into that.
Operation Sea Spray and
Yeah, I'm
related
saving for
tests
another day.
resulted in the U.S. canceling its bioweapons program and working on the treaty to get the Soviets to end theirs as well. Basically, they just tested how chemical weapons worked on not only insects but other people. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they tested some form of bioweapon over San Francisco. It actually resulted in a lot of STDs and other stuff for some of the people there.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Quite the speculation. That's but I mean it makes sense as far as you said that like they wouldn't be able to predict dust disbursement and you wouldn't be able to predict that how it would go, so you'd have to try it. It would be the only way, but I mean, yeah, that's quite the theory.
And then there's another one here. Basically,
I think this will be our last one.
All right, all right, fair enough. Basically, every broken arrow incident, especially the ones that occurred during the Soviet collapse. The idea that a military can just lose track of a nuclear bomb, a miniature sun, basically, is already terrifying, even if most of the devices are recovered. However, Russia lost track of almost 200 nuclear bombs after the collapse of the USSR, and they still have no idea where they are.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that they don't know where it is. I would imagine going on, but I don't know. Yeah, those are all pretty interesting. Like, I don't know, makes you think. One of the, you know what I mean?
It's
Makes you think, it makes you
and
get
this is all
worried.
this is all stuff that
Yeah, but
has,
it's all speculation too. You don't know.
no, this is declassified from the CIA.
But how do we
This
know?
is
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying.
The only things I
get what you mean.
believe is the things I see.
I get
Kinda,
what you
to
mean,
a
but
point.
but at the same time, this is all.
But how do
Still
we know
all-
that that isn't just put out there to make us be like,
Yeah,
talk
I
or
mean,
do this?
You're
You know,
right.
exactly.
You're right.
Right?
True. That's
I'm
true.
not saying he's right. I'm just
not
not
saying-
saying you're right either.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
It's just when you also think that there is some stuff that they reclassify because they don't want to deal with it yet or the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible too. I don't want to hush the idea that it could all be let's pick and choose what gets released and what was declassified and is now no longer. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. There is all kinds of files that are not allowed to be seen. What's real and what's not is a whole another thing. But I kind of like this. I think maybe however often we end up doing the roundtable, I like where we just get 10 minutes of you just spitting facts at us. I like it. I want to make that more of a regular thing, at least on this version of the roundtable. Did you guys have other kind of topics? I know Phil had kind of
What?
some stuff.
Like what?
What?
No, we were going to get into your little segment at the end of the show, but I didn't know if there's anything you had topic-wise that before we get into that.
No, I don't really have a topic for this this show here.
It's okay.
To be honest, I kind of just listening in and giving my own advice on everyone else's.
And Will's never seen Rocky.
Will's never seen any kind of movie, apparently.
We want to jump into this now. Let's go.
Yeah, that's my topic. The fact that Will doesn't watch movies.
Okay.
He's not a movie connoisseur.
I'm okay with this. Let's go. Let's bring it on. Come on.
I just don't know how much I have to give in this topic, but I mean, I'll like to listen. What you guys
Will in Rocky or just Will in movies?
Will in movie? Well,
Will in movies in general, because
Yeah, so wait, is it just like a choice? You just like there's certain
just pretend I stepped out like last time.
Sure.
You guys doing the pre-show. Just go.
jump in this with me. Feel free.
I don't know. I'm just not interested. Like, there's some movies I do want to see. Like when Deadpool came out, I went into the theater and saw that.
Okay, yeah.
My parents go and see movies all the time. They have a big DVD and Blu-ray collection.
So I'm gonna assume you have not seen like all the Marvel stuff leading into
No.
the Endgame. And
I saw like Infinity War.
Yeah.
I just jumped into that, and that was it.
You were probably so lost too.
Yeah, right. What was that?
You're like, sweet, all action. What's going on?
A little bit. I was a little bit confusing because I knew there was a big story and lead up going into it, but I was fine with
Will
it.
had already read and watched every comic YouTube video that there
Highlight.
is to need to know. He was caught the fuck up.
Everything you need to know about Avengers
he
before
knew the-
watching Endgame.
He knew the way that it was supposed to be
I
done.
knew the end game of Endgame.
Will's that guy. He
No,
knew the way that Stan Lee wanted it done, not Kevin Feige.
I mean, in fairness, the end game we got in theaters isn't exactly the end game we did get in comics, but
You see?
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Like,
yeah,
come on.
I know
That's
it's
whole
a separate
that-
story with the licensing and whatnot, but yeah, I didn't watch any of the movies really going into it. I just kind of jumped into Infinity War with.
Fuck, there's probably so many. Well, what
Thanos
about the
and-
Star? We talked about Star Wars a bit earlier. So you have not?
He hasn't
watched
seen any of them.
all
I think you guys should ask him. Excuse me. More classic movies like Home Alone. Have you seen Home Alone?
I have seen Home Alone 1, but that only one.
Okay.
Not
that's-
two.
and Lost in New York, pretty classic. Like that to me is
Yeah.
more of a bigger, like, holy shit, that's a movie that everybody's seen. You know what I
Really?
mean?
I would think one more is bigger, but
Home
Both
Alone
of them.
1, yeah.
But I just mean, like, what are some other, the Goonies? I don't
Nope,
even know if
haven't
I've
See,
seen
but I
that.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, see, and we're bad though.
remember
That's
that,
another
though.
one of those ones I feel like
Little-
a lot of
Little
people
Rascals?
have seen.
Nope.
Oh, really?
I used to watch the show, like the old, the little fucking black and white one, but that was just random shit as a kid.
what about 101 Dalmatians?
That's a classic.
I
That's a
think
Disney classic.
maybe? I think it's. Last time I probably watched, I was like 8 or something.
Yeah. That's normal.
The Rockies. I did watch all the Lord of the Rings movies, but that wasn't until like 2 years ago. I mean, I just it's not really a choice. It's just I've never really seen too many things that have interested me, and when I did see something that interests me, like Deadpool, I would go out of my way to see it.
Okay.
It's just I don't know. I get all my content and everything I want nowadays from either video games or YouTube or like I don't even really watch TV.
I got a
quote-unquote.
perfect list. Sorry to cut you off.
I don't even have a Netflix subscription because I don't watch anything on there. I just the only subscription service I have to watch anything is a Crunchyroll, and that's just to watch a few anime here and there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Okay, Wizard of Oz.
Maybe when it was on TV once.
E.T.
I think I saw that in school.
Okay, so 2 for 2 so far.
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Nope.
Jaws.
Nope.
Indiana Jones.
No.
Forrest Gump.
No.
These are all movies like.
Waterboy.
Nope.
That's another. What? Okay, Big Daddy.
No.
Toy Story.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Scream?
Toy Story 1, I haven't. Toy Story 2, I have.
Titanic.
No.
I haven't watched Titanic.
What?
Confess.
What?
We're doing this.
Oh, I still remember having to switch the fucking tapes,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, I don't go that.
I remember
far
that.
back.
I do remember that.
I had a VHS,
But
player.
I
That's
didn't-
what I used to watch
didn't
all
watch
the
it.
old
Didn't
Disney
fuck with
movies
it.
on.
Shout out to our boy Tanner, who I
Oh,
remember.
hold
he had that.
on. When you said 101 Dalmatians, did you mean the animated one or
Yes.
the live action one?
I didn't say
Animated.
that. But,
Animated.
but
Animated? I don't think I have. I saw the live action one.
I haven't even seen
yeah,
the live.
I think I've seen the live action one. The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, yes.
Okay, all right, that's
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Shrek,
It's been a while, I think, but yeah.
Avatar.
Like the blue people one?
Fair enough. Probably not.
the
then.
blue people.
We already know you haven't seen Terminator. Ghostbusters.
Nope.
Oh, they're making a Ghostbusters Afterlife. I
heard they're making a
It's
newer.
supposed to be actually fucking pretty good.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I looked up
That's
a
a good. No, that was a good list.
It's a good
Yeah.
list, yeah.
Those are like, I looked up literally top 20, top 10 movies everyone has seen. And those first bunch I gave you was Wizard of Oz. I didn't say it because we already talked about it, but Star Wars, New Hope, E.T., Jurassic Park, Toy Story, Jaws, Titanic, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I got to be honest, I've never seen Jaws and I've never seen Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I haven't seen
So
Raiders of the Lost Ark either.
I saw Crystal Skull before I saw Raiders of the Last Ark.
I've never seen any Indiana Jones ever.
Wow.
So that might be saying something for being such a Star Wars guy, George Lucas guy.
I mean, George Lucas is a...
Get the fuck out of here right now. Turn your mic off. Go do a lap.
All
of the
right,
shed.
guys. See it. It was fun.
I want you to do a lap of the shed and come back in. Sit down.
Go take a breather.
There's the fence there.
So basically, what we've established with this conversation of Will and his movies is that we may need to start in the future some sort of movie look back show.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Where we watch classic movies.
Like we don't have enough shows already.
I know, really though. We planned them for the next little while, and we're not. It actually, we did a good job. But
So you want to know a movie that I have seen and actually enjoy going back to and watching?
what's that, Will?
Hot Wheels Highway
Oh
35.
my goodness gracious!
I
would put that in the guilty pleasures category.
Okay, no,
of movies, my friend.
Okay, arguably
Along with
yes,
Devil
but it
Wears
was,
Prada for
in
myself.
in fairness to myself, it was animated by the same company that did Reboot. Remember the old Reboot show?
Reboot.
We were talking about that at work the other day.
That's so trippy.
It was animated by the same studio that did that, and it's actually a pretty solid movie. And I will say, if anyone's interested, they've uploaded the full movie to YouTube because that company's since gone defunct, so no one's got the licensing rights to it. And my favorite version of it is when someone took out the soundtrack that was in the regular movie. And if you know anything about anime or just kind of racing memes, like Eurobeat from Initial D, they swapped in Eurobeat from Initial D into the movie, and it's fantastic.
Well, there you have it.
I don't know much about the Eurobeat, but
It's like a fast up.
I know like the.
I feel like I've
style.
seen some of the Hot Wheels stuff when I was younger. It's just been a while, and I played the shit out of a video game, Hot Wheels. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, there was a
driving on the
bunch.
yellow or the orange tracks and shit
Yeah,
through the Rocky Mountains and stuff. Well, not literally the Rocky Mountains, but
Yeah.
Rocky Mountains. But yeah, I don't know. Is that almost it for the boys tonight, or what?
I think so.
All right, isn't it? Well, I guess before we go, any video games we're all playing? Anything we're looking forward to that's coming up this year?
I haven't been. Well, actually, it's funny you brought that up. That's it.
Kakarot.
Ooh.
I wasn't even going to say that. I was going to talk
for
about
me.
the fact that you just got yourself a PlayStation 4 for the first time ever.
Oh.
Yep.
So you just went and picked yourself up Spider-Man. How
Yep.
you been enjoying that?
I'm digging it. I gotta get a little. I've only played a couple of times, but I'm trying not to fall into the whole. I got
Get
a really
sucked in
addictive
thing.
personality, so
That's fair.
yeah, that's why I stayed away from my system for a while too, man. Because I'll get
Too
sucked right
hooked.
in. Yeah.
Just let it suck you in. Let it take you whole.
Will's bad.
I feel like I got good control, more
Yeah.
like self-control now, though. You know, like back,
Let the darkness in.
6-7 years ago,
to the dark
probably not.
side.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Listen, you got this is like, you know, there's
in
an
my ear.
angel and a devil, and you got two devils on either side of your shoulders right now. It's just two hardcore.
Same thing on your shoulder about a PC.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Games.
These two are just, they're trying to suck me in too. Don't worry.
Oh, you got it.
I'm a little
You're getting a
deeper
PC.
already,
You're
yeah.
getting a PC at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
We'll see.
It's when does Will have the USB drive ready, and
I
when
have it
will
ready.
I
I
have
have
the
it.
SSD in the
I
computer?
have it ready now.
I'll have the SSD ready tonight.
Check
I'm
back
bringing
on
you a PC tower to work tomorrow.
check back on the next roundtable to find out the completion level of Nick's PC. I don't know.
100%. It's getting it's happening.
Apparently, you have a prime investor here for this. I would take that opportunity.
Yeah, we'll talk more when we finish recording. But I want to get into our new little segment that we were gonna start and end. Well, not start, but end. Start to end. the show with, if you were all right with that, Philly.
I can give a little tip. I can give one little tip, just a
tip?
short one for
Tooltip?
a tool tip. Yeah, a tool tip.
A tool tip from Honda Tech Phil.
A tool tip. You know, as being a mechanic, I've learned now licensed mechanic. I've had a fair share of co-op kids and apprentices under my belt or under my wing, I guess you can say. But they got to prove to me. Yeah. So usually my first test is I'll send them next door for a left-handed hammer, and if they can't come back with the right one, I don't want it.
So basically, if they don't turn right back around and walk towards you and ask the question again,
yeah, pretty much
something's wrong.
Basically, if they don't look into my toolbox and just hand me the hammer that's there, I tell them to walk away and take my garbage out.
Go to another base.
Go help someone else.
All right.
Oh, all right. So is that the Dr. Phil Honda Tech?
That one, yeah, because you kind of caught me off guard, right? You told me that right before the show.
Well, but you were all like writing something down. You had all ready to go, and you put your book aside. I thought you were good.
Yeah,
that's why I jumped.
That was some other stuff, and then that was just me writing down that little.
The Honda Tech build
tool tip, apprentice tip.
Stay tuned
for the next one. I'll have something better. Like,
yeah,
maybe something serious, maybe not. I don't know. You'll have to judge, but
it'll always be some kind of little tip there.
Little something.
Any round table that Phil's on, we'll try and get that at the end of the show. But it's I don't know, boys. It's been a good run here, and it's been a good restart, renew,
new year,
new show coming out of the cocoon.
New phone. Who does?
The LookBack Podcast. That's who it is.
Are we gonna do a look back on the LookBack Podcast at some point?
Maybe someday.
Episode 1000.
That's an anniversary special right
68.
there.
Listen to a show and then look back at it. Wouldn't that be something? But if you don't already, like I said at the beginning of the show, check out our new account at the LookBack Show on Instagram and Twitter. At the LookBack Show it's not at the LookBack Show anywhere else. Just Instagram and Twitter.
There you go.
The damn social media.
You'll get it eventually.
Screwing me up. Yeah, it's Pro Wrestling LookBack at gmail.com. The LookBack Show at gmail.com. You can send emails to both of those. If you want to check out the YouTube channel, it's the LookBack Show or Pro Wrestling LookBack. And then iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, and Google Play. Those are all the places you can check us out. teespring.com/the LookBack Show. teespring.com/Pro Wrestling LookBack. I think that's pretty much everything, guys. This has been a lot of fun. I hope anybody who's listened to the roundtable for a long time or even a short time enjoyed this little change. Let us know if you like it, if you have topics that you want.
Definitely fun to do.
Yeah. No, I appreciate. I mean, it's been awesome having the three of you guys in with me to do all of this. So hopefully we can be back next month for another roundtable. In the meantime, stay tuned for the Formula One lookbacks. The Pro Wrestling lookbacks coming soon. We're going to have one, maybe WrestleMania done. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Championship lookbacks. That's pretty much everything. I'm Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at Salsa, SCELSA.
I'm Donovan, and my Twitter is at JustDon44.
I'm Will. Twitter at LateralG, LaTerelG.
And Phil at Honda Tech Phil.
We are the LookBack. Stay classy.